Hello students, today we are going to discuss about last topic of this chapter, and that is role of microbes as a biopesticides and the role of microbes as a biofertilizers. First of all, we will discuss about role of microbes as a biopesticides. So what is a biocontrol? First of all, let me define about biocontrol. So biocontrol is the use of biological methods for controlling plant disease. Okay, or also it may be control the pace. So let me see some example. First is a ladybird, which is one type of a beetle. Here you can see this is a ladybird, okay, which is responsible naturally to control the aphids. Okay, and second one, this is the dragonfly. Here you can see in this picture, this is a dragonfly which will control the mosquito naturally. So these are the organism or a biological method which can be applied for controlling other organism, and that is called biocontrol methods. Next, here you can see a chemical pesticide. So farmers have two options. They must have to use the pesticide to control the pest and diseases, but they have two options. First is a biological pesticides, and second is a chemical pesticide. So some chemical pesticide have some harmful effects. So let me see a chemical pesticide, or it is also maybe in the form of insecticide, kill both, okay, useful and harmful organism. Means chemical pesticide or insecticides are not a target specific. They will control all the organism, whether it is harmful or not. Okay, so it will kill out both useful as well as harmful organism and cause pollution. Also it will responsible for causing pollution. Even for the soil pollution, they also create some water pollution. Okay, so biocontrol method has no such a problem. Means if you are using biocontrol method, as I told you, two options are there. Chemical control you can use, and you can control the by using the biocontrol method. Okay, but here chemical control have some harmful effects, and such a harmful effects, maybe they will kill out useful as well as means harmful organism, and biocontrol method do not have such a harmful effect. And even chemical pesticides have a harmful effect as a pollutant. Okay, they may cause the pollution. Here in case of a biocontrol method, there is a no chance of any this type of a problem. Also it is found that these chemical pesticides may cause cancer. Means they are responsible for causing the cancer, or maybe they are acting as a carcinogen. Carcinogen are the component which may cause the cancers. Okay, so here you can see deformality in newborns. Okay, that is also responsible factor of chemical pesticides. Now we will discuss about some microbial biocontrol agents one by one. So first organism which may be used as a biocontrol agent, and that is Bacillus thuringiensis. In short, it may be called as a BT. Okay, it will control butterfly caterpillar. Here you can see this is a butterfly caterpillar. Okay, the dried spores of BT, or this is the Bacillus thuringiensis, the dry spores of Bacillus thuringiensis available in form of a sachet are mixed with the water and sprayed on the farm. Okay, and to vulnerable plants such as the brassicas, fruit trees. Okay, and these are eaten up by the caterpillar. These caterpillar may be utilized at plants, and what happen in their gut, the toxin is released and larvae get killed out. Okay, so in chapter number 12 we will learn how these Bacillus thuringiensis related plants can be obtained. Okay, and how they can be prepared. But here just you have to understand what is the Bacillus thuringiensis and how it may be applied to the farms. So it is available in a dry spore form in a sachet, and it will be mixed in the water. Then it will be sprayed on the farm or farm related crops, and it will be protect the vulnerable plants such as brassicas, fruit trees. Okay, these are eaten up by the caterpillar. It is applied on the plant. These plant may be eaten up by the caterpillar. Due to advanced technologies, scientists have introduced Bacillus thuringiensis toxin gene into the plant cell. Okay, and by using biotechnology, which we will learn in chapter number 12, how it is applied, and such a gene containing organism, that is a cotton plant. Okay, so Bacillus thuringiensis gene will be entered in the plant of a cotton, and such a plant now called as we learn more cotton. About BT cotton. So here you can see this is a bacteria bacteria, that is a Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria, which will have some important gene, and that is responsible for production of a protein toxic. Okay, and these toxin is very harmful to the bollworm. Okay, that is a bollworm, that is also called cotton bollworm. Now this gene will be isolated, okay, from the Bacillus thuringiensis, and it will incorporated in cotton cells. Okay, so new variety of a cotton cell will have this gene, okay, which will be of a Bacillus thuringiensis. Okay, so now these cells are called, and now this plant is called Bt cotton, and it will resist the pest. Okay, and that is a specifically, that is a caterpillar. Now let me try to understand how this caterpillar or a bollworm will be killed out after the consumption of a Bt cotton. So here you can see this is a plant. Okay, that is a Bacillus thuringiensis plant. Okay, and which will have a gene responsible for production of a toxic protein, which is harmful to the bollworms. So what happened? The parts of a plant or a leaf or anything will be eaten up by this bollworm. Okay, as it eaten, what happened? Crystals and spores are ingested by the insect larva. Okay, any part of the plant will be ingested by the larva, and then what happened? Toxins are activated to active form by gut enzymes. Means as it come inside the gut or the digestive tract, okay, inside that alkaline pH will be there. Okay, inside the caterpillar gut there is an alkaline pH, and a result of that is toxin which is inactive. Okay, now it will be activated, and what happen? It will be received by receptor present on the cells receptor. Okay, and as it received, what happened? It activated toxin bind to the receptor, and subsequently what happened? A meat gut, okay, of the caterpillar membrane damage lead to the starvation or a septicemia, and as a result of that, that caterpillar will be killed out. Second important biocontrol agent is one type of a fungus, and that is Trichodermastasis. Okay, so here you can see this is a Trichodermastasis. Here in picture you can observe. Okay, they are seen in a root system. You can see it has they are arranged or attached with the ecosystem, root ecosystem. They control several plant pathogens. They are also responsible for controlling several. Third important biocontrol agent is a virus. So that is a Baculovirus. Okay, especially genus Nucleopolyhedrovirus. It is included in a Nucleopolyhedrovirus family. Okay, and here you can see the structure of a Baculovirus. Okay, here also you can see it is having a virus, occupied virus, and occurs in body. These all are the structures of a Baculovirus. Okay, multicapsid type of a Nucleopolyhedrovirus you can see. Okay, it will attack on insect and other arthropods. It will be very harmful to insects and other arthropods which are harmful to the crop. It is suitable for species specific, narrow spectrum insecticide. Okay, means it is very target oriented type of biocontrol. It will targetly, means it only kill out the specific organism. So it is a target oriented, and that's why it is called narrow spectrum insecticidal application, and desirable in IPM. What is the IPM? That is the integrated pest management. So it is very target specific, and target specificity is very important point here. Why? Because inside the crop, any crop in the farm, if you see, some organism will be harmful and some organism will be beneficial. Okay, so here main target is to kill out the harmful organism, not the beneficial one. Okay, so these target specific or a narrow spectrum insecticide is very important here, because these are very important because they only kill a harmful organism, not the beneficial to the crop. So it is desirable in IPM, that is integrated pest management, one kind of program, okay, which will conserve the beneficial insects. So by this way, beneficial organism will be protected, whereas the harmful organism will be killed out. So such a type of pesticides or biocontrol agents are called narrow spectrum insecticidal, and this is very important or desirable for the IPM, that is the integrated pest management program. Next topic is a microbes as a biofertilizer. So here what happen? Microbes itself will work as a fertilizer. So we can avoid the chemical fertilizers. Chemical fertilizers itself have some harmful effects on the soil and on the water bodies, and they may cause the pollution. That's why nowadays it become trend to use biofertilizers, because they do not pollute the rivers, do not pollute the soil. Okay, that's why they are very useful kind of. That's why role of a microbe as a biofertilizer is very important. So now let me discuss about the role of biofertilizers as a microbes. So biofertilizers are the organism that enrich the nutrient quality of the soil. So by application of a biofertilizer or organism as a biofertilizer, we can enrich the nutrient quality of the soil. Okay, and for example, as a biofertilizer, we can use bacteria. Okay, that is here you can see this is a rhizobium and azospirillum, both are the bacteria. So we can apply bacteria, fungi, even cyanobacteria we can use as a biofertilizers, depend on the requirement. Okay, and first we will discuss about rhizobium bacteria, which we can use as a nitrogen supplement. So what are doing the means what which type of functions will be carried out by rhizobium bacteria? Rhizobium bacteria is a symbiotic bacteria, means specifically they will symbiotically attach with the roots of a leguminous plant, as you may learn in the previous standards. Okay, so here you can see this is the root system of leguminous plant, in which here you can see some nodes are there. Okay, that is the indication, means there is a root nodule, that is an indication of a presence of a rhizobium bacteria, because they are in symbiotic relationship with the plant. Okay, especially they will attach with the root nodules. Okay, and specifically it will attach with the root nodule, but specifically they will attach with the leguminous plants only. Okay, and these rhizobium bacteria have the important characteristic, and that is to fix the nitrogen. Atmospheric nitrogen cannot used up by any organism directly. Okay, so plant can use the nitrogen of the environment, though it is 71% high in the environment, they cannot use directly. Okay, so plant can only use the nitrogen, okay, for after the fixation in the soil. So this fixation of atmospheric nitrogen can be possible due to the role of rhizobium. Okay, so what rhizobium will do? It will fix the atmosphere nitrogen into the soil, and after fixation of atmospheric nitrogen as a source, okay, only after that plant can consume that. So this is playing very important role. But some free living bacteria can also fix the nitrogen. Okay, that is atmospheric nitrogen, and such a bacteria is azospirillum, and second is the azotobacter. Okay, which can enrich the nitrogen content in the soil. So these are the free living bacteria, and this is the rhizobium, which is the symbiotic bacteria. These all bacteria, rhizobium, azospirillum, azotobacter, these three kind of bacteria can fix the atmospheric nitrogen in the soil. Now let me understand more by using this diagram. Here you can see this is the leguminous plant. Okay, so what happened is atmospheric nitrogen, though it is required by the plant, okay, as a DNA composition, it is a nitrogen, maybe the protein composition is just due to a nitrogen, means proteins, DNA composition all require nitrogen. Though 71% of nitrogen is present in the atmosphere, this plant cannot utilize it directly. Okay, the plant can only utilize this atmospheric nitrogen after the fixation in the soil only. Okay, and that fixation will be carried out by the rhizobium bacteria, because rhizobium bacteria have some different kind of enzymes that can fix the atmospheric nitrogen. Okay, and that is a nitrogenous enzyme. So how bacteria will work? Rhizobium bacteria will work. So rhizobium bacteria will colonize in the leguminous plant root. Okay, and the root nodules will be formed. Then what they do? Atmospheric nitrogen they will convert by using nitrogenous enzyme in the form of a nitrite, nitrate or ammonium ions. And these nitrate, nitrite or ammonium ions will be uptake by the roots. So by this way plant will absorb nitrogen containing ions or salts from the soil, which is already fixed by the rhizobium bacteria. Second important symbiotic association is a mycorrhiza. Okay, so what is a mycorrhiza? Let me try to understand. That is also symbiotic association. So whenever symbiotic association is there, two organisms will be participate. So what are the two organisms? First is a fungi, and that is a glomus. Okay, with plants. So here association or a symbiotic association will be in between fungi and the plant. Especially plant root will be participate here. Okay, so myco. Here you can see the word myco, that means fungi, and last word is rhiza, that means roots. So if roots of a plant and the fungi both are symbiotically associated, that structure is called mycorrhiza. The fungus get food from the plant. Okay, both will get benefit from each other. So what fungus will get? Fungus will get the food from the plant, and the fungal symbiotic biont will be perform the following. Means fungal symbiont perform the following function. They will absorb the phosphorus from the soil. Okay, passes it to the plant. So by this way, plants which are deficient with the phosphorus, okay, will get the phosphorus by using the fungi. Give resistance to root-borne pathogen and tolerance to salinity and drought. This is also very important point. Give overall increase in the plant growth and development. So these all are the function of fungi, which is symbiotically associated with the roots of the plant. Here in this diagram, you can see mycorrhiza can be of two types. First is the ectomycorrhiza. Okay, and second is the endomycorrhiza. If ecto is written, that means mycorrhiza will be at the outside of the plant parts. Okay, if it is written endomycorrhiza, then a fungus growth will be inside the cells. So by this way, mycorrhiza can be of two types, ectomycorrhiza and endomycorrhiza. Important organism which may be used as a biofertilizer is a cyanobacteria, that is also called blue-green alga or BGA. Okay, so these are synonyms of the cyanobacteria, BGA, blue-green algae, or it may be also called as a cyanobacteria. These are autotrophic microbes. Okay, they can do the photosynthesis, and that side is written autotrophic organisms. They fix atmospheric nitrogen also, okay, which we have learned already in standard 11. Example is the Anabina, Nostoc, Oscillatoria. Okay, and in paddy fields, specifically in paddy fields, cyanobacteria serve as a biofertilizers. So here target specific. Okay, in the paddy fields only, the cyanobacteria serves as a biofertilizers. It also adds organic matter to the soil and increase the fertility. By this way, the cyanobacteria play a very important role as a biofertilizers. Here in this table, you can see a list of biofertilizers. So let me discuss one by one. So first organism is a rhizobium, which we have already discussed, and that will do a nitrogen fixation, that is a symbiotically attached. Okay, and these are the crops. Okay, then second is a acetobacter, that will also do nitrogen fixation. Asymbiotic means is a free living. Azospirillum, that will also do nitrogen fixation, it is also free living, there may be also symbiotically attached. Then BGA, that is the cyanobacteria blue-green alga, they will also do nitrogen fixation and they are also asymbiotic. Okay, then Azolla or Anabina, they are a phosphorus solubilization. Okay, they are responsible for phosphorus type of fertilization and they are symbiotically attached. Okay, then phosphorus solubilizer is a phosphorus solubilizer. Okay, this is a one kind of bacteria group, okay, which are called as a phosphorus solubilizer bacteria. Okay, so which are responsible for phosphorus solubilization and they are asymbiotic bacteria. Then last is a mycorrhiza, there is a fungus and root association and they are also responsible for phosphorus solubilization and they are asymbiotic also and symbiotic also. So these are the list which we can use as a biofertilizer. Yes, today we are finishing chapter number 10. Okay, I am giving you two tasks. Task 1, that is the complete, you have to complete all questions from the textbook exercise. Okay, that is your task 1. Second task I am giving to you is to solve all MCQs of exercise 1 from MCQ sheet. Okay, these two tasks you have to complete, you have to write and submit. And before we finish this lecture, let me summarize all topic by using one animation video. So look at this video.
Several years ago, the grass, alfalfa, was substantially reduced in the northeastern United States due to a killer pest called alfalfa weevil. Now, alfalfa was a very essential produce in the grasslands of the United States, as it was grown as fodder for cattle and also helped increase agricultural efficiency as it was a leguminous plant. Realizing the importance of diminishing alfalfa and to combat the alfalfa weevil terror, natural enemies of the pest, such as a small wasp called Bathyplectus and lady beetles, were introduced. Sometimes, farmers went to the extent of importing such beneficial insects from far-off countries like China to check the weevil pestilence. This use of biological methods to control plant diseases and pests is called biological pest control, whereas the beneficial organisms nurtured to deal with pests are known as biocontrol agents. This biocontrol method, which relies on natural predation, is in stark contrast to the modern-day practice of dealing with insects and pests with toxic chemicals such as pesticides and insecticides. Not only are these chemicals harmful to human beings, animals, and the environment since they pollute soil and groundwater with their toxicity, but they are also expensive for farmers, especially in developing countries like India. Recently, after a spate of suicides by Indian farmers in the Vidarbha region of Maharashtra due to failed crops and deaths, scientists suggested organic farming as a means of smart agriculture that would also save them from spending money on chemicals like insecticides, pesticides, and weedicides. The principle of organic farming lies in biodiversity. The greater the variety of flora and fauna in the fields, the more sustainable is farming. Therefore, in organic farming, insects and pests are not always completely eradicated. Rather, they are kept at manageable levels within the living ecosystem. At times, eradication of pests is actually undesirable because several beneficial predatory and parasitic insects depend on them as food or hosts for their survival. Organic farming, in other words, is an attempt to create a living, vibrant and natural ecosystem in the fields by using natural green manure, compost, organic insecticides, fertilizers, and biological pest control methods, and limiting the use of synthetic pesticides and fertilizers. Organic farming, therefore, requires an understanding of various interactions that take place between different flora and fauna that live in the fields. Also, it is important to possess detailed knowledge of the different life forms that live in the fields, their life cycles, feeding patterns, and preferable habitats. Such knowledge of life around the field helps implement biocontrol of pests. For instance, insects such as the lady beetle, also known as the ladybird, can be used to eliminate aphids, whereas dragonflies can stamp out mosquitoes. Keeping facts like this in mind, beneficial insects that serve as biocontrol agents are conserved under an Integrated Pest Management or IPM program. IPM is an integrated approach to crop management to solve ecological problems relating to agriculture. It provides an efficient solution to organic farming since it involves biological controls. For example, you may have heard of Bt cotton and Bt brinjal in the news. Did you know that Bt stands for the bacteria Bacillus thuringiensis? Bt is a microbial biocontrol agent that is introduced into fields to control butterfly caterpillars. Bt is available as dried spores, which are mixed with water and sprayed on plants such as brassicas that are under attack from insect larvae. When insect larvae consume the spores or crystals of this bacteria, the alkaline pH of their gut activates the cry-toxin present in the bacterial spores, which ultimately kills the larvae. These toxins in Bt are insect-specific and therefore do not harm other organisms. The biocontrol agent Bt is also used to develop genetically modified Bt crops such as Bt cotton and Bt brinjal by introducing Bt genes into cotton and brinjal plants respectively with the help of genetic engineering. These crops then become resistant to attack by insect pests. Another natural insecticide called pyrethrum, extracted from the flower head of Chrysanthemum cinerarii folium, is used in organic farming practices. Moreover, due to the insecticidal properties of the plant, it is also sometimes grown near crops to repel insects such as aphids and leafhoppers. Likewise, a free-living fungus called Trichoderma, which is very common in plant roots, acts as a biocontrol agent for various plant pathogens. In addition, baculoviruses of genus Nucleopolyhedrovirus are used as biocontrol agents for insects and other arthropods. These viruses have an additional advantage as they are species-specific. They do not harm other plants, mammals, or other non-target insects. Such biocontrol agents are especially desirable in IPM programs or when an ecologically sensitive area is being treated. In this manner, biocontrol agents play a dual role by helping in organic farming and maintaining a balance in the ecosystem. In the 1800s, a German chemist, Justus von Liebig, had proposed the use of chemical elements like nitrogen that are beneficial to plant growth in soil so that abundant food can be produced around the world. Thus, chemical fertilizers were born. However, Liebig's noble dream to eliminate hunger around the world by increased productivity could not be realized. Around the early 20th century, a British scientist, Sir Albert Howard, objected to the addition of chemicals to agricultural soil. He insisted that it was the health of the soil that determined the growth of plants. However, in his lifetime, he was ridiculed for his beliefs. But later, farmers and scientists around the world realized that chemical fertilizers were the chief pollutants of both the environment and soil. The impact of these fertilizers had become so severe that in Punjab, about 10% of groundwater samples show the presence of noxious chemicals more than the permissible limit prescribed by the World Health Organization or WHO. This paved the need for organic farming, wherein biofertilizers are used instead of synthetic chemical fertilizers. Did you know that it was Sir Howard's writings that formed the basis of organic farming? Which is why he is also regarded as the father of organic farming. Biofertilizers are substances containing living organisms such as bacteria, cyanobacteria, and fungi that promote plant growth naturally by increasing soil fertility. Moreover, they sometimes form symbiotic associations with plants and aid in inorganic nutrient uptake by the plants. Rhizobium, Azospirillum, and Azotobacter are the most commonly used nitrogen-fixing bacteria in biofertilizers. Rhizobium bacteria exist symbiotically in the root nodules of leguminous plants, where it converts atmospheric nitrogen into usable organic forms for plant use in return for food prepared by plants via photosynthesis. So, it is usually used as an inoculant for legume crops. Azospirillum and Azotobacter, on the other hand, are free-living nitrogen-fixing bacteria that live in soil and convert atmospheric nitrogen into easily absorbable forms such as ammonia. They are usually used for crops such as millets, sugarcane, wheat, and maize. Cyanobacteria such as Anabina, Nostoc, and Oscillatoria are also used as biofertilizers, since they are capable of fixing atmospheric nitrogen in special cells called heterocysts. Similarly, a water fern, Azolla, forms a symbiotic association with Cyanobacteria Anabina, which helps the plant fix atmospheric nitrogen. Hence, Azolla is extensively used as a biofertilizer in paddy fields. Also known as blue-green algae, cyanobacteria are photosynthetic, prokaryotic organisms that serve as important biofertilizers worldwide, since they add organic matter to soil, thereby increasing its fertility. Even fungi, specifically those belonging to genus Glomus, form symbiotic associations like Mycorrhiza with the roots of vascular plants. Fungi help the plant absorb phosphorus from the soil. In addition, these plants also show resistance to root-borne pathogens, metallic contamination, salinity, and drought. In return, fungi receive carbohydrates such as glucose from the plants. Moreover, as biofertilizers contain living organisms, they safely convert the complex unavailable nutrients, including remnant chemical fertilizers, if any, into simple absorbable forms, thereby making our environment eco-friendly. As a result, more and more farmers in our country are beginning to rely on these biofertilizers instead of chemical fertilizers because of their obvious utility and cost-effectiveness.
In next lecture, we will have a revision test 6 from chapter number 10. Okay, so be prepared well from the exercise 1. Okay, especially chapter 10, exercise 1, you have to prepare. Okay, so out of that, I will ask you some questions. Especially, I will ask you 20 MCQs, and for each MCQ, I will provide you 1 minute. Okay, so be prepared for revision test. Till that, goodbye.